From a statue of a giant spider to figures in a spooky Thai-held garden. Join us as we take a look at the 10 creepiest statues ever created. Representing the human desire to break free of self-containment, Expansion was created by artist Paige Bradley as an experiment in boundary breaking. Disillusioned with the Manhattan art scene and their unwillingness to exhibit anything except contemporary art, Bradley took the already completed wax sculpture of a woman and smashed it into pieces on the studio floor. After casting the shattered pieces in bronze, Bradley then rebuilt the lady with the help of a lighting specialist. The result ultimately questions the irony of human containment, symbolizing the desire to break out of the box. Located in Thailand, the Wang Garden graphically depicts the punishment awaiting sinners in Naraka, the Buddhist hell. The two tall emaciated beings overseeing the whole scene are known as Preta, the hungry ghosts of Thai folklore. The smaller statues below them graphically show people being tortured in various ways for the sins they've committed in their life. Being ripped apart by dogs, disemboweled by birds, boiled alive, or having your head replaced with that of an animal are all depicted here in graphic detail. Donation boxes located nearby encourage the visitors to redeem themselves by giving to charity. The privately owned meditation garden Victor's Way, located in Ireland, is home to some really creepy statues. Amongst them, the Ferryman's End and the Split Man are sure to send chills down your spine. The ferryman is said to represent burnout. His job as ferryman is to take passengers from one shore across the river to the opposite side. This is said to be a metaphor for change, in that without change or movement one will become stagnant and die. Therefore he ferries or transports one from a state of sameness to one of difference. This is why in many cultures the ferryman has come to symbolize the transition from life to death and vice versa. The Split Man statue symbolizes indecision. Unable to decipher and adhere to one's life purpose, the indecisive person will languish in depression. This concept is depicted here by a disembodied hand slicing the figure in two with a sword as he screams in agony. This 9-foot-tall horned, winged depiction of the devil was originally designed to sit alongside the oversized Ten Commandments monument on the grounds of the Oklahoma State Capitol. It was commissioned by the Satanic Temple and is said to be based on the physique of rock god Iggy Pop. The demonic statue never saw the light of day after a state Supreme Court judge ordered that the Ten Commandments monument be removed on grounds of unconstitutional viewpoint discrimination. A decision that sat well with the Satanic Temple, as it proved that one religious viewpoint cannot be tolerated while condemning another. The one-ton tribute to Satan now sits in an industrial warehouse in Detroit, Michigan, where it was unveiled to chants of Hail Satan as onlookers flocked to get their photo taken next to the foreboding figure. This creepy sculpture is actually one of a series of 6 gigantic spiders created in 1996. Several of the oversized arachnids are housed in permanent locations, including the National Gallery of Art Sculpture Garden in Washington, D.C. In 2006, one of the statues sold at auction for a mind-melting $4 million. In 2008, another spider sold for $4.5 million, and most recently, in 2011, another sold for a staggering $10,722,000, the latter selling for the highest ever price paid for an artwork by a female artist at the time. This statue of a giant pink rabbit eating a man in Pilsen, Czech Republic is straight out of anyone's creepiest childhood nightmares. The artist, Trbusek, describes the piece as symbolizing man and his constant struggle against the system, and said it was inspired by the painting Saen Devouring His Son by Francisco de Goya. After erecting the statue, the local council has received several complaints asking it to be moved to another location. Imagine being a small child looking out the window of that apartment building and seeing that thing just before falling asleep at night. Lake Natron in northern Tanzania is a salt lake with a pH level of more than 12. The caustic waters of the lake make it almost uninhabitable for most wildlife, except flamingos that make their nests on the small islands in the center of the lake. The unusual conditions of the lake preserve any animal unlucky enough to fall into the briny waters, turning them hard and statue-like. Unsuspecting birds commonly fall victim to the lake's caustic waters, which can burn their skin and eyes, eventually turning them into an eerie, motionless statue. Weeping angels are characters from the sci-fi series Doctor Who that resemble winged angel statues. They remain frozen in their statue form as long as they're being watched, but can move very quickly when not seen. They harvest human life force by sending their victims back in time and feeding off the potential energy of the victim's future. Although these characters are fictional, they do have a chilling backstory and are consistently voted one of the scariest Doctor Who villains ever created. The idea that a creepy stone statue may come to life when you look away is enough to think twice about visiting a museum ever again. Located in the Lakeview Cemetery in Cleveland, Ohio, is the Angel of Death Victorious, mounted on Francis Haserot's gravestone. The life-size bronze statue appears to be weeping tears of blood from its pupilless eyes. It holds an upside-down torch that has been extinguished, symbolizing life that has been snuffed out. Many people visit the cemetery each year just to see the statue and gaze into its eerie weeping eyes. Christmas! Well, it's that time of year again. It's nearly Christmas, super exciting. Now, we've got one quick announcement. If you want to get your mittens on one of these t-shirts right there, you have to get your orders in now if you want it in time for Christmas. Remember to follow us at SlappedHam over on Twitter to get discount codes. And that's it. I hope you have a Merry Christmas.